Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on how low-code technology can help accelerate digital adoption for the pharma industry. I'm Eric Hale, host and speaker, and I'm joined today by my esteemed colleague, Sebastian Forget from Solution Metrics. We have a great agenda ready to go. If we now I've gone too far. Technology, excellent. So we have a great agenda for the audience today. We'll first start off with a quick introduction, both to myself and Sebastian, and also Creatio and Solution Metrics. We'll be diving into some of the transformation that has happened within the pharma industry throughout the recent crisis, and also what opportunities that has presented for the pharma industry. We'll also be looking at how CRM can actually help accelerate your digital transformation strategies. And not only will we be talking about that, but we'll see a great demonstration of that in action. We'll also give you a quick overview of how Creatio views, CRM being a vital tool for pharma companies to utilize to help reduce their costs and gain more traction with their customers. And then finally, we'll be opening up to Q&A, and we'd love to hear your feedback and your take on CRM for the pharma industry. So with that, I'd again like to introduce Sebastian. Sebastian, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and Solution Metrics.
Absolutely. So thank you, Eric. I'm one of the founder of Solution Metrics, a company that specializes now in CRM. It's been founded in 2001 as I graduated from the engineering school. So I did have at the time and still a technical background. Really quickly moved into the sales and marketing field. So technology and sales and marketing. So that's my passion. And since then, it's been a fantastic journey, lots of fun. So I strive, I like it, and it's especially those days, lots of fun things are happening. So next slide, yes. So Solution Metrics, we've been around for 20 years now, specializing since in 2006 in CRM. So 20 years ago, we were doing different things. We have more now than 50 plus contributors to Solution Metrics. Really proud of that. We've done lots of implementation, and honestly, to resume our mission is to fill the gap. And fill the gap between what technology can do for businesses and where the average business is using currently technology. So there's a gap in between. So we love when we see something that's about to cross the chasm and being, massively and democratized as a technology and massively potentially adopted. We love for our customer to see that technology and help them implement that. So with time, we also became good with change management and user adoption, which are key in implementation of new technology. And we're also often part of the digital transformation. So I would say user adoption, change management, digital transformation are really familiar with our practice. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that. I think we're fighting over control here, Sebastian. Yeah, thanks. Great introduction, and it's always been a pleasure to work with Solution Metrics. And just by way of introduction, I'm Eric Hale. I'm head of sales enablement at Creatio. Been in the industry for 20 plus years, in and around CRM, working with people across multiple industries to help solve their digital transformation challenges. So really fell in love with the CRM space, low-code technology, and process-driven applications. So Creatio was just a great home for me to land, and I'm looking forward to what the company has in store for me in the future here. And just a little bit about Creatio. We are a global organization headquartered here in Boston, Massachusetts. We have 5 offices all around the globe to support the thousands of customers that have chosen Creatio as their platform of choice. We have 650 global employees, and we also have a very robust partner network consisting of over 700 consultants and integrators that help us extend our reach into over 110 countries globally. Both the company as well as the platform have been highly recognized by key industry analysts at Gartner and Forrester, including being named to 5 Gartner Magic Quadrants and 7 Forrester Waves, which is just amazing. And really the mission of Creatio is, again, to help organizations accelerate through their digital transformation efforts. So again, welcome, and we've got some great content in store. And I'm gonna turn it back over to Sebastian to talk a little bit about trends within the pharma industry. So take it away, Sebastian.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. First, before I start, I must apologize. I have a bed in my office. My older one got tested positive with COVID, so it brings some logistic challenge in the house. The world is changing, so and it's changing. And since the pandemic, it's even the change is accelerating. So we've seen a lot of new things happening in COVID, right, during the pandemic. For many in the IT field or in technology, we've seen this pandemic being an accelerator of what normally we would have seen on a course of 2-3 years. So what are the new or some of the new industry reality? First, and during the pandemic, it was a good example, is first, in the US, it's becoming more and more difficult to have an on-site and have some face-to-face time with HCP, healthcare professional. So the stats of 52% of the US physician put some restriction around visits or sales rep visit from different pharmaceutical. So the second trend is we've seen the new doctors, so they're coming with a different approach, a different generation who are more used to recent and modern technology. So it's different. So as we've seen in many industry, is the pharma is now adapting to the different personas that they're talking to. So not only on the where they stand in the healthcare professional, but as well what type of individual they are. So this tends to be a trend. Third trend is digital conversation. So, and we've seen it during COVID. Our customers started to do even more, and that's on the rise, about 65% of e-visits. So I'm not actually, or can't go and visit the doctor in his office or in the hospital or a pharmacist. I'll actually do an e-visit. So this is a trend that will continue for sure. Trend number 4. So pharmaceutical sales rep, have more and more questions, and it says the scarcity of pharmaceutical product is becoming really all-time high. So it's becoming more and more difficult to present the product in a way where it's a sales conversation. Everything is transforming to an educational conversation. And 2 really important key industry stats that are important for us guys who help pharmaceutical in technology. First, it's been a decrease in the number of reps we've seen since 2005. So in 2005, there was about, in the US, 101,000 reps, which has gone to 66,000 in 2012. It's picked up a little bit, but we're seeing trends where what this means, it put pressure on the reps to do more, because the pharma, they want to control their cost of sales. So they're actually cutting-ish 30% of their investment in the sale, but they expect growth with their sales reps. So salespeople have to reinvent themselves. Other big trends. Doctors are spending in average about 84 hours on a year in reading material that they can consume on different website and educational platform. So that on every website now that produce drugs or molecules, there's a page or a section dedicated for HCP, for healthcare professional. So this start a digital conversation, and we'll see today and how we can leverage that in technology. So the key transformations in pharma. So first, and those on the webinar who are visiting doctors or pharmacists or nurses, you've seen it has changed the activities between the healthcare professional and the sales reps. So the traditional face-to-face meeting are not only harder and difficult to obtain, but the way the calls are happening, the way the material is distributed, the signature you need to get from the sample distribution, all of that is becoming a little more logistically complicated. Why? There's regulation in place. Plus, if we're looking in the States, for those who know, but in Medicaid and Medicare, they changed the way their remuneration of the doctors and the physicians are. They now remunerated on the outcome of the patient, not necessarily on the act. So it put pressure on the whole system to be really, really, really efficient. The on-demand interaction. So as we've discussed, there's the doctors want to spend time with their patient face-to-face. The impromptu meeting and where we go, a rep will go and wait in the waiting room is starting to becoming older. So we need to reinvent the way we interact with HCP. Plus, there's new medical guidelines as well in how the interaction has to be with the doctor. That's also put pressure on the sales side. Remote healthcare. So how does it help? So we know telemedicine is now becoming the norm, right? Pandemic supported that. So how this can help the reps on the pharmaceutical side? It changes the mindset of most of the HCP, where they all, they're highly educated people, no doubt, but for a majority of them, and we can have a one-on-one discussion if you want after, but technology is sometimes useful, sometimes a pain in, and I don't want to say the word, but it familiarized the whole doctors and all the HCP with new technology. So this collateral benefits of that is they're more willing to use that for the educational and the sales conversation. So with the engagement with the pharma, they're more inclined to use new technology. Areas of digital opportunity. So those trends are there for sure. Big guys, smaller guys, medium guys are, and even all the people that are influencers in the domain are behind those trends. So we know it's going to be happening. Now, what are the digital opportunities for us? And for us, I mean everyone here in this webinar. First, the omni-channel communication. So digital engagement is there. So the way we can engage with the healthcare professionals are there, and those are being, it's a trend that only gonna get better and better. So it will support the fact that reps will be more efficient, the management will be happy, everyone, it's a win-win-win situation. So the omni-channel communication, for sure you need good technology. So that's why we're having a webinar to show you what are the best practices, but definitely that's a great opportunity. Second one, data-driven insight. So all our customers in the pharma industry are, they have lots of data. They get data with their distributor, they get data from Nielsen, from the POS, from the direct sales, from the ordering systems. So there's a lot of different sources for data. Plus, there's the data right now, and this is where there's an opportunity, is some places either in a BI tool or in some spreadsheet, but they're not connected to the engagement of this HCP. So the opportunity is having the insight from the data that you already have access to, is just to correlate the data with the behavior and the engagement plan of the HCP. Now, the third one is the real-time responsiveness. So, and we've seen it in other industries, which are way less regulated than the pharma industry, is where in other industry, we're capturing the purchasing cycle of the customer, so we're able to engage at the right time, at the right moment, with the right message. This is transposing now in pharma. Since we're having digital communication with our HCP, we're able to craft kind of plans on how to interact with them in a very real-time responsiveness, where we're adapting to what they want to consume from us. So it's not an outbound conversation that much. It's becoming an inbound real-time responsiveness, and you see it's 7 times more efficient when you do it that way. Now, in the on the right, you're seeing now the stakeholder ecosystem. So the healthcare professional, the treatment, now the patients in there, because there's things now we're start doing with CRM, like integrating with electronic an EMR. We can, for example, support some HCP and support the pharma as well, knowing some of the inventory they have, and auto prescription and supporting that. So we're closing the loop between the HCP, the distributor, the pharma stakeholder. So that's a closed loop that we're closing. And we've seen that more in the aesthetic. So the rep will come, for example, to Botox-like medication. So we'll know by talking with the healthcare professional, the kind of the inventory, and they want to replenish, and providing even some distant integration with EMR, so the HCP can auto renew some of the prescription as well. So there's a loop that's being closed right now. So that needs to happen. Now, what are the CRM capabilities in the pharma that we need in order to achieve those overarching goals of customer engagement and customer experience, which is really all the pharma stakeholders? So first, the known pains for sales reps. So, and what CRM needs to address. Difficult to get all the information in real time. So we know, we talked about it, we're gonna talk a little more about that, but you get feeds from everywhere about, and there's some OTC product with some prescribed product, and some are direct, some go through distributors, some, you get all kinds of information. You have the IQVIA that will help you, size with your competitors. So all this information needs to come into one system. Not only, and this is for rep, not only for a sales rep to have one system to see, but also this, we talk about data-driven insight, will support initiatives as well. We'll talk about that in the presentation. Data entry is cumbersome, so for sure, I qualify myself, I'm a sales rep, and I'm not a good data entry clerk, and I don't think any sales rep is. So having capabilities like dictation. So in my CRM, I will dictate what needs to happen instead of starting typing notes, stuff like this. Planning a visit in advance to optimize the way, and an optimized way is complicated. So having tools that help you do some kind of territory planning with recurrence of visit is very important. Mobile app. So in our personal life, we're gonna call a cab with Uber, Airbnb, all those great apps, and then you come into, or you go into the enterprise software, and it's something that looked like the 80s. Doesn't work that well. So modern technology support great app that are functional Uber-like or Airbnb-like. And when you don't have the data and it's your CRM is used more like a Rolodex, which are where are the company and the doctor. The KPIs are really hard to measure. So something like measuring the budget last year in real time, and by the product or the molecules per prescriber, per dollar, per territory compared to last year. So, and what's great is the local platform like Creatio has become a kind of a BI. They don't say it out loud. They can't, but it's becoming really great in that sense. So the non-pain for the executive. So tracking rep activity, aligning the sales activity with the HCP potential. So that's becoming really complicated. So I see people say, okay, we have our A, B, and C. And then what's an A, what's a B? And they say, well, we're going to do more visit to an A, but it's more complicated to get in touch with an A. So they say, okay, we're going to put them as a B. And they say C is low potential. Yeah, but you can reach that guy. Maybe it could be a B. So it's all very convoluted. So there's a lot of things in CRM that can support that and making things way more efficient. Dashboard, KPI, real-time information. Reconcile the rep expense as well. So expense account is complicated, so you can align that with sales. So that's something that now a local platform can do. The CME, the continual medical education initiative, and ROI on tracking, and there's big CME that use a convention type of, but there's also the small CME happening more locally. That is important. CRM to push initiative as well. So it's not only a tool, but it's a tool to get or see the information. It's a tool to collaborate. So an example is there's a competitor product that's back order. I want to use my CRM, boom. And then every account based on specific profile that is a good prospect for this product, something we can push. CRM in 2020. So it's more than a Rolodex. Or if it's a Rolodex, it's some will have a problem. Some business will have a problem. So we know, and in pharma, a couple of things that are great. First, the cost of entry is high, and we've seen that the pharma are spending more and more in R&D, coming with products that are more and more sophisticated. The brand loyalty also in pharma is really high. So that's great, and that's good. The regulation as well is coming more and more complex. So having a tool in a local platform or a technology that support all of that make you good in and interacting with what we call the pyramid of influence. So you have your general practitioner, your specialist, and then you have your hospital guy, and then you have at the top of this pyramid of influence really the opinion leader. So those guys at the university or the stakeholder or the chairman at some medical association, and the new technology and the digital transformation allows to have the communication with the whole pyramid, which is very, very, very important. Territory management. So that's we've seen all kinds of ways of doing that, but simulation of what the territory can be based on volume, on visit, on how many doctors and HCP or pharmacy, simulation of different technology and territory, pharmacy and HCP assignment, co-assignment. Now we're seeing having 2-3 reps representing different product family, visiting the same day, the same account, which could be great. There's some synergy that could be done for sure. They could. So having a platform that support that is very important. So being more HCP centered, right, or centric approach, not only dollar centered. That's a transformation that's happening, and that, like we said, we've seen, for example, in e-visits, and that stats here, in e-visits, rep or people engaging in the e-visits can, in average, speak about 2.7 product in average, which is 30 to 40% higher than what we're seeing in a face-to-face visit in half of the time. So it decreased by 66% the cost of sales, while the HCP are appreciated more because it's more efficient. So that kind of initiative is now available. And for sure, route optimization. Data management. So we talk about it. We get feed from IQVIA, for example, if you're buying the data, those big distributor guy, right? AmerisourceBergen, the McKesson, the Cardinal Health. You have your POS cells, you have your Nelson data, you have your direct ordering system. So very important. And not only to be able to analyze the data, which is what traditional BI is, but when you have this BI with a local or a CRM platform, there's insight out of it. An example will be this pharmacy is used to order that much molecule or that volume of this product. And for the past 6 months, we're seeing an average that's constant. Boom, stop. Something's happening, right? So that's what we call data-driven insight. Now, artificial intelligence. So before we go into the demo, we cannot mention that it's something that's very, 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 very important. And in the global healthcare, we're seeing a 40% or 48% increase per year in investment, and it's billions of dollars being invested in that. So some of that are really patient-centric or patient-driven initiative. We're seeing that also going into interacting with the healthcare professional. So there's machine learning for visit is an example. So based on the outcome of the different visit on a large pool of HCP or pharmacists or doctors, the machine learning that's happening is able to feed the AI that will predict when should be the next visit or what should be the next step of the visit. So very impressive stuff. Hands-on demo. So I will share my screen with you. So I apologize in advance. I cannot do a full-blown demo. I have like 10-ish minutes to do the demo. So thumbs up, Eric, if you see my screen. Just want to validate that it's all good. Great, thank you so much. So gonna browse quickly through what I think is important. So first, dashboard. Okay, we're gonna go on how we're populating this dashboard a little later, so all the feeds from the different data, but it's very important that you have very good dashboard. So and dashboard are for reps, and and again, you're welcome to request a personalized demo. We're gonna do one-on-one and spend all the time it needs for you to understand, but really what this is I have territory manager report dashboard, reps dashboard, but I can see and I have all my data in my CRM. So no more spreadsheet, no more other sources left and right. Everything's in my CRM. So I can have this the information at the end of so I'm not showing the mobile version, but this is also on a mobile version. So we're seeing some of our customers are either smartphone, because Creatio works really, really well with either an Android or an Apple iOS. So either an iPad or a tablet or a smartphone. So there's two kind of version of the mobile native mobile app that works in offline as well. But all to say that even on my phone, I don't have lots of real estate, so the screen is still small, but I can see those. So before I'm actually entering a customer, I will see the important data. So when I'm seeing an account, so ABC Pharmacy, so this will be, for example, the guy who are visiting pharmacists, so in pharmacy. So what I'm going to see first, my sales KPI. So we can arrange that in all sorts of ways. So it's, as you can imagine, it's super customizable, and that's the good thing as well as with lowcode, which we'll see in a minute. But I don't have to actually code. So I personally don't like the low-code term because it's still code. So it's a low, high, medium code. What does it translate for us is low-code means you don't need to be a developer to personalize or customize your CRM. An example will be, we have a sales coordinator in our department. yes, she can, for example, generate graph or personalize this. That's in an example of a practical way of defining low code. That would be an example. But all to say that it's very, very important to have the information in your account, and for sure, all the visit, the product, the different orders that we've done, and the who's important in there, and the different distributor they're using, the account plans, the sales objective we have for this account, etc., etc. The expense, some can create expense accounts straight from CRM. So lots of functionality, but all to say that in CRM it's very important to, when you look at an account, you don't have to go left and right. It's all there. Plus, I'm going to input my information of what I've done during this visit. It's tracked, it's aligned. I will have alerts as well. So for example, one of our customer calls it a blitz, but so product A from competitor is back order, subsidized for product ABC. So I will receive an alert and notifications. So I will see, things like this on my cell phone. I'll open that, say, oh, okay, this product. So, and then I can click on that, and then you see the list of people I could be contacted because this product is back order. So those are examples of data-driven insights and collaboration as well. So when you're visiting a doctor, very important as well. So the contact info, the current, so the KPIs for this doctor. So how many visits I did in the previous quarter, the calls I completed, the objectives that I achieved while I was doing this call. So we all know that when reps are doing some visit, they have soft objectives and to accomplish as well. So you can track all of that. And even there's lots of automation that can be triggered from the achievement of those objectives as well. So objective is more than the checklist now. It's becoming, we're defining a journey that we want our healthcare professional to go through, product-wise and engagement-wise, and then based on where they are in this engagement plan, by the achievement of those objectives, we're becoming really good at personalizing this engagement to be more relevant, to be top of mind, and this is where the magic happens. The CME as well, so all of that. So, and all to say, the different communication channels. So it's becoming, as we mentioned, an omni-channel experience. So the doctor can go on your website, spend some time, download something, it can visit him, send him electronic documentation, give them sample as well, so I can see I have my sample inventory. So that's also a kind of a problem normally if you don't have it in CRM. It's complex, it's on other systems, and so the lot number and everything is in there. So because why it's in CRM and why it's important, because you want to evaluate if the sample actually provided a kind of tendencies in this HCP to prescribe the molecule or the pharmacy to purchase it. So that's what we want to measure, right? So it needs to be in CRM. Same thing for expense account. Why it's good to be in CRM? Because you can align that with the actual activity to see if there's some ROI on those activities. So all of that in CRM and can be displayed in different manner. Next is first I want to talk about when we're seeing a healthcare professional. So in Creatio, the way it's worked, there's what we call Workspace. But here are the different concepts of when you're visiting HCP. We'll see when you're visiting a pharmacy. So when you're visiting both, it's a mix of two. But you have the dashboard, you have all your accounts, you have your accounts plan. What does this mean? There are some doctors or HCP that are, I don't like personally the grade of ABC. So, but there's adoption level that we're tracking. But all to say that we want to be able to craft plans based on profile. So we don't want to manually, at the beginning of the week or the month, manually create our sales meeting for the upcoming month or week. We want the system to support that, and we want to prove that yes, everything's fine. And this will be based on way more than, okay, who I've seen 2 weeks ago. It will be really, it's going to encompass many metrics in there. The cyclic task as well. So what are the different activities that you want to do? And as well, for those, if you're working with a bigger brand, so an account, for example, or a CDS, there's a planogram and a kind of a plan of rollout that you want to do with those bigger accounts. So that's a mix of account plans and cyclic tasks as well. Documents, events like CME, expense management, very important. The marketing plan as well. So marketing is not siloed. You're working with sales to measure the impact of the return of those initiatives, the questionnaires, if we do surveys and stuff like this. Sales territory, so be able to define your sales territory in CRM, simulating different scenarios of how you want to dissect or limit your territory, very important, and see the impact of the different changes that you've made. Sample, very important as well. Mentioned the reason why, but it removes an headache from being managed outside CRM. Now, if you're visiting pharmacy, so you have a feed, so the feed is collaboration, right? So we can be multiple people visiting this pharmacy rebate program. So we understand most of our customers, that's something we've created with time, but most of our customers do have some kind of a rebate program based on volume. Now, is it an actual rebate? Is it based on services that they will provide to pharmacy? Is it a support? Is it, we have some of our customers, it's like if you reach certain quota, we'll do, nursery day in your pharmacy, or we'll give you, our pharmacist will come and replace you for a couple of days so you can take vacation. So this can be really creative in the way you decline this program, but all to say that you can manage a program like this in CRM. Cyclic tests as well, so knowledge base of all the different products, so the product, the POS cell, so in pharmacy, you can track and import the POS cell. Then so Nielsen data, for example, expense detail as well, the planning of the different planning, including the kind of a planogram of what you want to do on a marketing side with this brand, for example. So if that week we're going to give for the over-the-counter product a rebate, you want to track that, and so that's all in their questionnaire activity as well. So marketing, so platform, local platform like BPM and Compass marketing as well. So for sure you have your contact and your very segmented persona. So and all the regulation are actually supported in that. The campaigns, the different email, the landing page, and the web form. So if healthcare professional comes and downloads some literature, you'll see it in CRM, and there's a way to nurture them as well. Events like CME, the leads, the account, the dashboard, and the marketing plan as well. So the marketing plans is communicated with the sales. Sales can contribute to the marketing plan. They can even craft mini marketing plan for specific marketing initiatives that they would like to do. So I don't want this to be too technical, but I'm not going to explain all the nuts and bolts of that, but I still want everyone on this webinar to understand that there's the power of the low-code, no-code. And Eric will explain it, but having a place where you can define what you want in your CRM by not coding, but actually doing Visio type of what you would like the CRM to do is really powerful. So I'm taking this one for example, and there's way more complicated one, but this is, so it looks technical, okay, but actually there's no code to do that. Means you don't necessarily need to go to an IT department to create that. Could be that if you're supported by an IT, you want the IT department to do that, but that's normally a super user that could do this. So, and this is where the magic happened of the local platform, which encompasses a CRM, a BI, a data transformation tool as well, so an ETL, takes the input of all the data. So you really dump the data into Creatio, then the transformation and the magic happens. So it goes into the account or the pharmacy or the doctor, and then boom, in the same platform, you're having all of those functionality. And this is where we can do data-driven insight by knowing what's going on with this doctor, data-driven wise, because the information is not in another system. We can really craft the experience that we're having with our HCP. All that says, I'm gonna pass the mic to my friend Eric, who's gonna explain more about Creatio.
Great, thank you very much, Sebastian. Phenomenal demonstration. Actually, showed the power of low code in action. So a little bit about how Creatio approaches the market and what we see as the biggest benefit for the pharma industry. We want to make everybody a developer, right? And every company a software company. We want to enable you to create any business idea that you have within minutes. And as Sebastian just showed within the demonstration, we can do that with visual design tools versus having to require any coding or developer skills. If you have an understanding of what you want to accomplish, you can do that very easily utilizing visual design tools. And within the Creatio platform, we base our strategy on three key pillars. First being our business process management engine. So if you think about business processes, there's a lot of connected data, a lot of connected relationships, a lot of process flow that needs to happen within those interactions. And unless you have a tool that's going to help you automate those repetitive tasks and also connect those processes, that data, your teams, your relationships with your customers, having that business process management engine to connect all of that together in a single platform, in a single view, is really going to help you create better efficiency within your organization. The second pillar really is focused on low code, as Sebastian mentioned. Low code design tools can be utilized to configure everything from the user interface to your processes, all the way down to rapidly developing new applications as your business needs change. We know that one thing that the current pandemic has exposed is that there were a lot of broken processes within organizations. People that had a digital transformation strategy that was 3 to 5 years out are now having to accelerate that transformation strategy. And we're really looking for tools that could help rapidly adapt to that transformation and also develop new applications very quickly. Well, with low-code technology, you're able to do that and recognize a faster time to value than over traditional development methods. And then finally, the third key pillar of our platform is our unified CRM. So as we saw within the demonstration that Sebastian just presented to us, how do we connect all of the journey that our customers are going to have? How are we going to be able to understand our customers better, or our distributors better, or any relationship that we have? We want to make sure that we have robust profiles so we understand preferences. We understand that our messaging is going to be targeted, and we're going to streamline that process very easily utilizing a unified CRM that covers everything from how you're going to generate leads all the way down to repeat sales and better experience for your customers. Because we built our platform on those three key pillars, we've been able to receive a lot of great recognition. At the beginning of the webinar, I mentioned that we've been named to 5 Gartner Magic Quadrants, including 2 leader quadrants for Salesforce automation and lead management. So the industry is recognizing the capabilities of low-code business process management and CRM on a single platform as being a future technology that will help organizations grow. And very similarly, within the Forrester Waves, we've been recognized in 7 Forrester Waves as a strong performer. And these include everything from CRM capabilities down to digital process automation and dynamic case management, which really speaks to the business process engine and low-code capabilities of the Creatio platform. So, we're happy to get this recognition from the analysts. But we've also received high user scores from our customers, and that's really, to me, what's important is, not that analyst recognition isn't good, but we want to enhance the lives of our customers and make sure that they are achieving their goals. And that's really what we strive for. We put the customer at the center of everything that we do within Creatio. So this is just more of a visual of the Creatio platform. As I had mentioned at the foundation, we have our studio Creatio, and that's where you're going to find our business process management engine and all of the low-code visual design tools that will help you, automate and create any business idea within minutes without having to be a coder, a developer, or have deep technical knowledge. As long as you have an understanding of what you want to accomplish, the visual design tools are very intuitive and will help you through that process. And it's these tools that we utilize to build our fully comprehensive applications for sales, marketing, and service automation. So we've connected all of that utilizing all of those tools. So you have a single customer database and a single user interface across all of those different functions. And that fourth box that you're seeing there is that we have a Creatio marketplace of hundreds of connectors, applications, pre-built templates that our customers can use to recognize a faster time to value and also leverage the experience so they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time that they need to make a new integration or develop a new template. We try to make that as easy as possible by putting that on our marketplace. So how does the Creatio low-code CRM help pharma companies? So we look at it from a couple of different perspectives. First, from a cost savings perspective, right? We talked about how do we connect our processes? How do we become more efficient in the way that we manage our interactions? So having the ability to develop quickly on the platform, connect all of the different processes that you're seeing on the screen here, and put them into an intuitive platform that can be configured and modified based on your business needs. So pharma companies, if we think about it, processes are changing probably every 6 months. Regulatory processes may be changing. How quickly are you able to adapt to that and ensure that your processes are aligned with your current business needs? We also look at it from a relationship perspective. So if we don't have robust profiles for our interactions, whether that's healthcare providers, customers, any person that we're having relationships with, if we don't have an understanding of their preferences, if we don't have an understanding of their goals and be able to relate our messaging back to that, we stand the chance of customers churning. So we have the ability to build these profiles, leverage all of that data that we're collecting, and truly understand our customers across everything, again, from lead generation to repeat sales. And then, so Sebastian, mentioned, having business intelligence built into the platform. We look at it slightly different, right? We call it, having data to back up your decision making. So having better data-driven decisions, being able to analyze what's working, what's not, is key to our platform. We have that built in. For every aspect of the Creatio platform, you have quick and easy access to analytics and reports. So what are the benefits of a low-code CRM over a traditional CRM? We look at it from a few different perspectives. So application delivery. when we're talking about how do we launch new applications, with traditional CRMs, that can be a bulky process. They're cumbersome. You have to have a specific skill set to ensure that these applications are getting rolled out. Well, with low code, we saw how easily it is to just drag and drop, define what you want to have happen in the process, and then once that's put together, it's a matter of clicking a button and applying that particular application so you can launch very quickly. We also understand that no two businesses are alike. We can understand an industry, we can have a general sense of what some of the common processes are, but we also know that each individual company is different. A vanilla CRM may be a fit for some specific processes, but we know that you're going to need to configure that CRM in some manner. So having the ability to configure and adapt the platform to meet your specific needs is very important. So that's how low code helps configure your specific applications within the platform. Maintenance, we look at it from a maintenance perspective. How expensive is it to maintain that particular platform? So we recognize that that can be a painful process with certain vendors. So we try to make that as easy as possible. How do we make those updates or extend into your specific business needs? We make that very easy within a low-code platform. Integrations, we look at it from how Sebastian mentioned there's all of these different data sources, right? How do we integrate with all of these other sources of data and bring that into the Creatio platform? And that's important to any CRM. But with out of the box, that can be time consuming and expensive. They're expensive to build those connections. It sometimes can be very expensive because again, it's going to require a certain skill set. With low code, we make that process fast and simple. With the Creatio platform, we have fully open sourced APIs, and as I had mentioned, we have literally hundreds of connectors, applications that can extend and integrate into third-party applications very smoothly. And then finally, as I had mentioned, how are we going to manage the ongoing life cycle of the platform? What is it going to take to deploy? What is it going to take to maintain those integrations as maybe APIs change, maybe there's updates in other systems? How do we ease that lifecycle management? Well, we look at it from a simplified deployment, having the ability to adapt and adjust very quickly, again, utilizing the same low-code tools that were, automating processes, designing and configuring interfaces. We use that same technology to maintain the lifecycle management as well. And what does that mean? What does that mean for organizations? Well, again, we talk about time to market. In business, it's kind of a harsh way to put this, but there's two types of businesses. There's the quick and there's the dead. Who's going to get to market quicker is going to be who is going to enjoy the spoils. So having the ability to stay out ahead of your competition and be able to not be tied up in long IT deployment processes is going to help you achieve just that. We talk about OPEX and total cost of ownership. What we'll see with traditional vendors, user counts remain the same, usage remains the same. However, cost keeps going up year over year, and it's harder and harder for organizations to justify that total cost of ownership. Well, we can eliminate some of that by having low-code tools where we can leverage lower cost alternatives for development. And then finally, if we're not keeping up with customer expectations, right? customer expectations. Sebastian talked about Uber. We talk about the Amazon experience. Can I just go out and one-click order and have packages delivered to myself? Customers are demanding smoother and easier transactions. So having the ability to adapt to that customer expectation very quickly is also a benefit of low-code CRM. So those are just some key areas that we can help with from Creatio and Solution Metrics. And I think we have a couple of minutes left here on the agenda. So why don't we open it up to some specific questions? And let me just have a look here. Okay, so Sebastian, I'll take the first question. So it looks like, does this low-code CRM have remote tracking of team productivity and efficiency? So absolutely, as we move into this new normal that we're in, most teams are working remotely. Within pharma, we look at pharmaceutical reps. They're in the field more so than they're in an office environment. So low-code CRM does have the ability to track the productivity and efficiency of your reps. We have, Sebastian alluded to that earlier, having the ability to, have a mobile application that's robust enough to be able to access data, from the field, but also be able to track the efficiency of those reps out there. How many calls have they taken? How many site visits have they made? Have they shared documentation, distributed samples? How we can track all of that and then analyze the effectiveness of our sales organization very easily utilizing low code. And depending upon what you're looking to track, we can modify the system very easily. Excellent. So I think we have time for one more here, Sebastian. Let me see a good one here for you. Okay, so could you name an HCP process that is possible to automate when utilizing the Pharma CRM in COVID realty?
Yes. So a process that can be automated, for example, is in COVID, you will have lots of virtual e-visits or digital visit or remote visit. The outcome of those visits, which are made virtually, can be automated. So based on the outcomes of seeing this doctor, he wants to have more information on this, doesn't like this. So there's a lot of automation and automated process that will go to make sure that first, we're gonna personalize this HCP profile. Second, it will avoid manual task of sending things manually, taking notes left and right. So, so that's an example of an automated process.
Excellent. Great. Well, Sebastian, like I said, always a pleasure, my friend.
Same here.
You are an expert within the industry, and really appreciate you joining us for this webinar. I'd like to thank all of our attendees, and we look forward to having you on some of our future webinars. One last thing I would like to mention is, tis the season for giving. Creatio has a great promotion out right now where we're calling it Decorate Our Holiday Tree. And if you go out and make a donation, you can see the link here, Creatio will donate up to $10 to charity for your contribution as well. So just a great way to give back. Again, we should be thankful for our health and being here, and we'd like to give back. So please visit the site that you see below, or scan the QR code, and we will gladly donate to your contribution as well. So thank you, everyone, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.